Engineer 775 here. 'Twas a week before Christmas and all through the mud. We are here on a solar installation. Just wanted to, this is day one. We just showed up. Well, we got here last night. We've had, sometimes the hardest part of a job is shipping. We've had some trouble with shipping. We have a Deka Unigy that bit the dust, crushed pallets. This is busted. So that's not a good thing to wake up to. There's a busted battery. That's always fun. We also had some busted solar panels, 4 of them to be exact out of the 58. So what are we doing here? They are a couple days late in putting up our building. There was supposed to be a 30 by 60 building built here when we showed up. Well, there we go. But it was a blessing in disguise because I was able to set the battery on the slab. Those are 3,500 pounds a piece, and it was just nice to have this thing clear. We set them on that slab. We've got a pallet jack, but the old cat backhoe came to the rescue this morning. Forks in the bucket. Shoo-wee! So we got them close to their home. And we've got a shed over here that was put up by the same company. This is Luna Metal Buildings and Concrete, and I think they're out of North Carolina. They're going to build this in one day, so I'll kind of catch that too. You might be interested. These guys just showed up about an hour ago, and they're building this building, and it's supposed to be done in one day, and that's insulated, 30 by 60. We'll see. And then this one's a 24 by 40, 41 on the roof. And we'll be putting up these Axatech modules today. And we're going to be putting in an SMA inverter. I haven't seen that inverter yet. Got to locate that. So just working through our shipping woes. And then we'll be putting a SMA inverter out here. And fortunately we were able to get conduits to feed between the two buildings. And we'll be putting a Sol-Ark 8K in this building, and then we'll be feeding the house critical loads and selling back. So it's a hybrid battery backup system with 2 inverters, 17.4 kW residential system. It will net zero his power bill, utility bill. So just getting here, and the roof's probably really wet. I thought I'd shoot a little bit of. Now the challenge of this roof, as you can see, these are 5 foot on center, and the roof is horizontal. So we're going to definitely be putting some walk boards up. They've restricted me from being on the roof, because my name is Crumplestiltskin. So, oh, a heavy sigh already. We'll be using snap and rack.
You're on camera, you better
of course. Crumple a seam or two.
Oh, I already crumpled one.
Oh, goodness gracious. Good. Johnny's a crumpling. You got your new gizmo on there? How's she looking? Flexing? She working? Okay. Well, oh, and they left me some toys. I got a pretty awesome big trencher. That should tear right through the septic system. All right. Oh, she does slide. So hopefully we can get close enough to the house to put all our conduits in. That'll run a lot of conduit. So, all right. Time to get to work, folks. Day one. Solar install. The week before Christmas. Okay, 3 hours into day one. And the first truss, I missed it. It went up so fast. And they're just getting it. We've got most of the feet up on the metal roof, these snap and rack metal roof bases. And we're also over here putting in the SMA 7.0, 7 kW transformerless grid tie inverter. And got a pull box set up. Disconnect. And we're bringing the solar down the left side of the SMA. So we're just getting it. 3 hours in, should be able to finish this building up today, which would be great. Larry the super duper electrician shows up tomorrow, and we will be his lackeys. All right, this is the end of day one. We're not building this, but it's a race. We're trying to build our solar so that we can keep up with these guys. They've been getting it done, but they don't have our roof ready. But one of the cool things is we got them to put in the purlins at the distances we wanted for solar. So that's probably good. Yeah, so there's 24 Axitec 300s, looking pretty good. Bringing it down the right side here into the SMA. And hopefully, these guys, their wheels fell off their truck, so that's why they're a day late for this building. So we've been putting the pressure on them. We need a building in order to put up our solar. We got 34 modules to put on this 30 by 60. And the Sol-Ark inverter will be going in here. All right, day one, very productive. And Johnny is stuck. We gotta get him out. And we got lots to do. Trenching in the morning, more conduits to connect that building to the house. Wow, this is the end of day two. I didn't even break out the camera. Maybe you can see a little difference between day one and day two. This building is pretty much buttoned up. We did run we've been trenching today. So a lot of stuff we did is in the ground. Ran a circuit for some fuel pumps, AC fuel pumps. We ran, this well is now going to be on a critical loads panel. So we trenched on through here around the corner of the building. They finished the building today. We got Copperhead Electric for 2 days. Very thankful for that. We're starting to, they started putting, once those guys left, which was a little after lunch, we started putting the rails, metal roof bases and rails up. Hoping to get the rails up tonight so we can put run some wire for home runs tomorrow, and then we'll finish up the roof. 34 modules going on this. It's around 10K, a little over 10.4 I think. So I've just been playing in the mud because that's what I like to do. Let's show you around a little bit. Hopefully you don't mind. I've got some drone footage from the customer, which is cool. I'll show you that soon. And we tore up everything. So we got stubbed up some water for them. They're gonna have a dog kennel in this corner. We're gonna have a sink in here. So it's gonna be a little man cave working shop. And I'll take you inside there in a second. But we've been trenching and in the water, man. Water table's so high here. I'm just having fun in my muddy boots. We got to bring in 3 conduits in there into the house and then get in the crawl space. I'll take out that propane tank was in the way. Good thing we had the cat beast on site. That's been very helpful. Over here, since the Sol-Ark and all the solar that we're adding, we're only going to really need one of the transfer switches. There's 2 Generac transfer switches, and we'll only need one. And then we'll have these 2 panels. I think they're using the Ilsco connectors. There's like a line side tap, really awesome connection that is made between the meter and the generator. So we are downstream when we sell. That's very important that you don't get in a fight with your generator, your inverter. When the grid goes down, the generator fires up, and then the inverter's trying to sell to the generator. That's a no-no. So we want to make sure that that is corrected, and we've got that. With the Sol-Ark, we have CTs, current transformers, that take care of that. And on the SMA, we just make sure that we are on the utility side of things. Got our code disconnect out here. There's a Renai water heater. We're going to make sure that that is on the critical loads panel. Those that are on the outside they have heaters in them. So we want to make sure that that is taken care of. It has propane but it needs a little bit of electricity for ignition and staying warm. I know I'm running out of light. Let me see if there's a little bit of light in this building. There's the gents up on the roof. Just finishing up another long day, but productive day. That building wasn't there, as you saw in the video yesterday. So 30 by 60, done. Let me take you inside and show you some goodies. Little plug for Copperhead Electric. He is a full-time fireman, but we get him when we can. We get on his schedule because he's a lot of fun to work with and does amazing work. We're learning a lot, so we're able to, each job we do with him, we get better, and just helps him too, that we're not standing there around looking dumb. So we'll be coming in here with sub-feeding the other building, running the critical loads panel, the DC communication circuits, and here's the building. So in here, hey, what you doing? Are you learning how to do it correctly?
Yes. You understand the wire?
Absolutely. That's to code. Awesome.
I'm bending and he's putting her up.
Larry's the bender. So here we have the Sol-Ark, and we're going to have their main panel, which will sub-feed the other building from, and then we're going to sell back on, we'll have one critical loads panel for this building too, and then we have a bypass. We're going to use this transfer switch as a bypass. What do I mean by that? If there's ever an issue with the Sol-Ark, we can bypass it and put the grid power to all the loads. We're going to have a little bit of room. We need quite a bit of room for the Deka Unigy battery, which is under tarp right now. This beast here, they'll be stacked over here. You'll like that. That's a very impressive battery, the Deka Unigy II. It's almost 2,000 amp hours. It's a beast. So right now the guys it is 7,000 pounds, right? 6,000 to 7,000 pounds of battery. That's a lot of lead. And we've got some penetrations here going up for the home runs. You can see, oh, where am I? Right here. Get a hole in the roof. We'll be booting that. And here's the other hole in the roof. Right up here. So get the conduit. It's just a pretty cool building. You know, it's like a carport type construction, but it's nice. It's all metal. Is that loud enough for you?
Man.
All right, we'll show you. This is the end of day 2, so we've got a lot done in 2 days. Right, boss?
Lots done.
We had a tired lunch, though.
Tired lunch?
No, he's being old. He's being old.
He is.
One of these lunches that makes you need a cup of coffee.
Well, we'll move on from that.
Nice job, roof.
Hey, boss. How you doing up there?
Oh, great. Just coming down the roof.
It's about time, isn't it?
Yeah. Dark 30.
Dark 30. Oh. All right, I guess we're checking out. It's the moon's bright, and maybe we'll go help those guys inside. Or just clean up and go find something to eat. All right, we're here at the beginning, well, kind of halfway through day 3, lunchtime almost. Got our rails up. Guys did a good job getting most of the rails finished last night. So we've run our home runs and we started putting our panels. On this building, we're putting the Sol-Ark 8K EMP hardened inverter. So in order to do that, there's a little extra work on the panels. We do dress them with the EMP suppressors. We put that little ferrite core on there, and no, using that separately will not help you, and we will not sell that to you. It's part of the system. It won't help. It's part of the Sol-Ark design. So anyway, hopefully that makes sense. So we're getting the panels dressed down here, and I'm just carrying them up the ladder to the guys that are putting them up. We've already run our home runs, like I said. We'll put it in EMT. Here, I've got the EMT conduit running here. There's one home run. They're booted on the roof, so no leaking. And I haven't landed them in the Sol-Ark yet. And so This is a newer version case, so it looks a little bit different. And they made a nice mounting bracket system. Like a lot of inverters, you have a back plate or a bracket that you mount to your mounting surface first, and then you hang the inverter on it. Again, we like to pipe all of the possible connections from the smart load to the grid to the critical loads to the PV to communications. They changed the layout a little bit, so we've been getting these 8-inch wire troughs, but now I think we can get away with a 6. So they improved that section right there. That doesn't mean much to most people, but to an installation it means a lot. So we try to like it neat and orderly and looking good. And so we've dropped down to 10.4K, or whatever 300 times 34 is. So that's it. We also put in this, there is not a bypass breaker system in the Sol-Ark AK. So we've added a little 100 amp transfer switch, just a manual transfer switch. If there's ever an issue, for whatever reason, we can bypass the Sol-Ark using that little transfer switch. It's a cool find. These are manual transfer switches are typically very expensive, but this little GE one that Johnny Valentine found a couple years ago, we just keep getting them and we use them for so many things. Little 100 amp NEMA 3R transfer switch for $139 cannot be beat. So my local Home Depot keeps about 4 of them in there because we just tearing them up. We'll have a critical loads panel in this building, and we'll have a main panel. And that's it inside. And then we are got our runs here. We're going to be bringing in the first 2 conduits are to connect the 2 buildings and to bring the SMA power over here. And then we'll have the feed there, the mobile home feed. We're going to do some mobile home feeder here. And then we'll have number 6 for this will actually feed the SMA back to the house. And then we have some comms for CTs, current transformers. We're going to drop it in the ditch. And they're over there working on that side of things. They mounted a disconnect and a wiring trough over there. And so we'll be able to disconnect the battery base system loads from the house if we need to, from the critical loads in the house. And we're connecting this service. It's a SER cable. We'll make a junction inside that NEMA 3R wiring trough. We'll make a few. We love using the wiring troughs. Hey folks, it is day 4. It's raining. It's a serious toad strangler out there today, folks. And we are thankfully we're inside the building working on the battery. Johnny picked up a classic. It's one of those roofing screws. This is a portal vader from 1820. So he picked this up on Craigslist, but we needed something that would pick over 700 pounds, and we got it. Look at him go. Show him how it works.
You gotta come back.
You're on film. You're going to mess it up. All right. I think we have figured out this portal vader battery build process. I think we finally got it down. We're over halfway, boys. All right. Let's show you how we've modernized the lifter. Having fun today. Milwaukee portal vader.
Goes through.
You good?
Yeah, a little more. You're like torquing your pen. See how you're backing down?
Alright. First battery goes to the bench.
The 300-pound bench. Believe me, we need every single pound.
I'm about to run over your string. before there were forklifts. This thing's awesome. Johnny found this on Craigslist. Look at that. Nice. Next layer. All right, halfway through day 4. We're putting the battery together. We have a lot of pieces and parts to this Deka Unigy. Abraham, stop eating the anti-seize.
$1,500 worth of
Hardware, lots of hardware. Check out this baby. Glorious 6,300 pounds of nothing but gold. And the Sol-Ark sitting next to it waiting to charge her up. Solar's landed. We got a critical loads panel, main panel. We gotta land some wires and get to work. We got still a lot of work to do. A lot of moisture today, folks. It's raining hard here. All right, I didn't start filming the beginning of day 5, but here's the final product, the Deka Unigy II. Is that a sweet looking battery, folks, or what? Mr. Valentine scored really well on finding that for the customer. It's 1,520 amp hour. It's a beast. And the Sol-Ark, we're charging right now. I'm gonna just go ahead and hit the touch screen, and we haven't tested any critical loads yet, but we are charging the battery. Battery's at 100%. Put all the battery parameters in there. It's real easy setup. A lot of work this week to get this done. We have several panels here, critical loads panel. Critical loads panel is in the house. This is a panel to feed this building. You've seen it built this week. So the building, the solar on the roof. We've got 10.8 kW on this roof to feed the Sol-Ark, 7.4, I believe, on the other roof to feed the SMA inverter. So we passed our inspection today. Yeehaw! Now we got to work with the utilities to get it interconnected. But we're about to test with critical loads. So we're going to do a grid down test here, and then we're going to get on the highway. But it's been 5 days of busting it, right, gentlemen? Sure, whatever. Everybody's tired, wants to go home.